Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this video we will work on database for our app. So let's create a database for our app. Go to the Google and then search open Firebase console. Okay, click on the first link, Firebase console. Okay, so this is our console. Now open our app, that is our exam practice app. So this is our app. In this in the left hand side we have a tab for database. So here we have two databases. One is real-time database and another is Cloud Firestore database. So we will use Cloud Firestore. So click on this Cloud Firestore database. Again, it's a free service provided by Firebase. Okay, so we will create, it's a NoSQL database. So now click on this create database. Here we have two modes, production mode and test mode. So in test mode, not in test mode, we will start in production mode. Okay, so click on next. Then here you need to select your location of the cloud server that you want. Okay, so select the server nearest to your location. Like I am from India, so I will select Asian server. So in Asia I have, this is northeast, this is from the east, Asia East. So I will select Asia East, not Asia East. I will select Asia South. This is South one. Okay, so here I have a warning that deploying a function on this location is not yet available. So if you choose this location, you can't use function at this server. So let's change this server. We will select some other server, that is South Asia Southeast 2. Here also function is not available, so we will select Northeast 2, Northeast 3 is 2. Okay, on this location we have Firebase functionality also. We will later on, this app will use Firebase functions. So I will tell you the use of these Firebase functions in later videos. So we need to select the location of our server, and also if once we select it, we can't change it in future. So select the location nearest to your location so that it can be reached easily and delay is very less. Okay, so we have selected our location and now click on this enable. Okay, so it will create our profile on that server for our project. Okay, so it has set up our database. So now we have this Cloud Firestore database. First thing we will do is we will change its rules. So click on this rule tab, and here we have allow read write false. So we can't read and write to this database. So first we change this to true, change this false to true, so that we can unconditionally write and read. So anyone can read and write the database. After creating our database and we will update these rules according to our use case. Okay, so For now we will allow read and write to true. Okay, now click on this publish. Okay, so our change is published successfully. Now click on this data. Now here we need to create our database. So this is a NoSQL database. In this we have a collection and documents. Okay, and data is a field in these documents. Okay, so we will create two collection here, one for the users. So we will create a collection named user, we'll name it user, then click on next. Here we need a different document for different users, so each user has their own document. So we will create a document, let's say with auto id, and then in this user document we need three fields. First is email id, that is email id of the user. Then we need a name field for name of the user. Then we need a total score for total score of the user, that we need to display its rank, user rank in the app. Okay, so this is a string email id. Give it a random value abc@abc.com, name xyz, total score, change its type to number, and now give it a value like 20, and then click on save. Okay, so we have created our first collection, that is user collection. In this we want documents for each users, and in these documents we have fields like email id, name, total score. Okay, like we have how many users we have. Click on this authentication tab. Here is our users list. So this is the user that we have created with the email id, and this is the user we have created with Google sign in. Okay, so we have two users. Let's say we will create entry for this user. Okay, so this is our user id. So copy this, click on this copy uid. So and then click on come back to Firebase Cloud Firestore. Now we want the document name to the user id. Okay, so let's say add a new document. Click on add document, and here we will paste the user id of the user. So this is the user id. Okay, we want the document name is same as the user id of the user. Okay, then here we need three fields: email id, name, and total score. Total score is number, and let's say 0 is our total score. Name, let's say Mohit, and here is our email id, that is techgeeks007@gmail.com. Now click on save. So this is our first user document. Okay, this is the dummy document, we can delete this. Okay, so we have created our this techgeeks@gmail.com user document. So this way we can create a document for all users. So we don't need to create these documents manually. What we will do is we will change the code so that when user sign up for the first time, so it will automatically create a document for the user. Okay, later on we will do this. We will change in the code so that when users sign up or first login to our application, then it will create a document for the user automatically. So we don't need to create these documents manually. Okay, these are the cases for user documents. Here we need one more document to track uh, total number of users we have. Okay, so we will create another document and let's name it total users. Okay, and in this we need a field that will keep track, that is, let's say its name is count and its type is number, and let's say we have now two users, so its value is 2. Okay, so this will track the total number of users we have, like we have 2 users and these are the 2 documents of the users. Okay, so its count is 2. Whenever we add a new user, so it will create a new document for the user and it will change our total users count to 3. So for with this, by reading this value, we will know the total number of users we have. Okay, so this is for user tracking. So this is for our users database. Now we need one more collection that will store categories of our app. Okay, categories and number of tests, these data. Okay, so click on this start collection and let's say name it quiz and click on next. Okay, here we need each category has a different document with document id, auto id, that is random id. So we'll select the random id, it's the document name, we'll give it randomly. Then in this category document we need 3 fields. First is category id, that has a value of this id, that is our document id. So this is our category id. Then we need its name, category name. So let's say our first category is gk, so it's our category name. Then we need a field for number of tests in this category, so number of tests, and change its type to number and its value, let's say gk has 3 tests. So we have a category, its name is gk, and this is the category id that is randomly generated, and this is the number of tests in this gk category, like we have 3 tests, or let's say. Then click on save. So now we have a second collection that will keep track of the number of categories and the category data. Okay, so this is our first category data. Now let's say add another document for the another category, add document and generate its id randomly. So click on this auto id. So this is the id, this is category id, so store it in category id document, copy this and paste it here. So now we need one more field, that is name, and let's say name of this category to anything like sports. Okay, and field, let's another field, that is number of tests. Let's its type is number, and let's say it has 5 tests. Okay, so this is the second category data, this is category id, this is category name, this is number of tests in this category. Click on save. So now we have 2 categories, this is category 1 and this is category 2. These will store the category data. Okay, so these are the categories. Now we need one more document that will tell us which is category 1, like this is a category and this is also another category document. Now how do we know which is category 1 and which is category 2? Like all have these 3 fields, category id, name and test. category ID, name and test. How do we know which is category 1 and which is category 2? So we will store this information in another document. So we will create another document, click on add document, and we'll name it categories. Okay, and in this we need a field that is count, and change its type to number, and let's say we have two categories, so its value is 2, and then add two more fields. First is category 1 ID, second is category 2 ID, and their values, let's save this like that. So we have this categories document which will tell us we have two categories, and these are the category IDs. So category 1 ID is this, category 2 ID is this. So we need to fill values in this. Let's say this is our category 1, so we'll copy this ID, that is, we'll copy this and then go to the categories document, and here we will update this category 1 ID. So this is our category 1 ID. So by looking at this document, we will say this is this document ID, this category ID is our category 1. So this is our category 1. Now this is our category 2. So copy this ID and then go to the categories document, and here update this category 2 ID, paste this, update. Okay, so this is our category 1 document, that is this document, and this is our category 2 document, that is this document. So we have two categories document, this and this. So this is our category 1 and this is our category 2, and further data in these documents like category ID, name and number of tests in this category. Okay, so this is our quiz data. It holds the number of categories and the data of the each category, and this one collection is for users. Okay, so in this we have, first we have a collection, then in each collection we have different documents, and in each document we have different fields. Okay, so fields is our data. So this is the schema of this Cloud Firestore collection, and in each collection we have documents, and in each document we have fields. We can have a collection also in the documents. Okay, we will create these in later videos. Like in this document we can have fields in the document, and also we can have new collection in this document. Okay, so this can go on further. So these are the two collections for now. Now we will use this collection in the app, in our app. Okay, so we will use this database in our app later. First go to our Android Studio, and here this is our app, this, and now go to the, okay, so this is our app. Now here we have these categories. So currently we have these data locally stored in arrays. Like if you go to the category fragment, here we have a list, that is this list, and we are filling this list locally with our static data. Now in later videos what we will do is we will fetch the data from the database that we have created, and we will fetch the data from that database, and then we will fill this list. Okay, so we don't need this data. Okay, so that it will show only those categories that will be in our database. Okay, now we have this leaderboard fragment and a my account fragment. Okay, here we need a logout button also, so that we will be able to log out and then log in, so that we can test the login functionality and our users database. We can update our users database. Okay, so we need a logout button. So let's create this. Go to this my account fragment here. In my account fragment, go to its layout file. This is its layout file, and here go to the design tab. In this frame layout, we don't need frame layout. Okay, so we delete this frame layout, we don't need this. Go to the text tab, and here change this frame layout to constraint layout. Okay, this is our constraint layout. And delete this text view, we don't need this text view. Okay, so this is our layout of the our fragment. Now go to the design tab, and here okay, here now drag a button, that is this, drag it here and align it from top and bottom and left and right. Okay, and change its margin to, okay, keep its margin to 8888 and its height and width to wrap content. Okay, so now we have aligned the button to the center. And now go to the text tab. Okay, here in text tab, here change its id to a logout button, and change its text to logout. So we have a button, its name is logout button. Now we will create its functionality. So go to the account fragment.java file. Here we will create a variable, that is, here private button, and name it logout button. And here we will initialize this in on create view. Here we will initialize this button. So we will delete this return statement, and instead of return, we will create a view is equal to this, and we will return this return view. Okay, now we will initialize our button variable. Here logout button is equal to find view by id, r dot id dot logout button. Okay, now we'll create a click listener to this button. So here after this we'll create a logout button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and this in this on click, when user click on this button, we will log out from this application. So for logout, we need to log out from Firebase authentication. So we will write Firebase auth dot get instance dot sign out. We will call the sign out method of this Firebase auth instance. Okay, so it will log out from the Firebase authentication. And also if user signed in with Google, user has signed in with Google, so we need to log out from the Google functionality also. Okay, so create a Google instance, that is Google sign in options, Google sign in options GSO is equal to new Google sign in options, and in new Google sign in options dot builder, and in this builder we give default sign in, so we have created this GSO. Now okay, what is the error in this? Okay, go to the login activity. Here in login activity we have this. Okay, we have this GSO. Copy this from here, copy it. Now go to the account fragment and here paste this, delete this and paste. Okay, so we have this GSO variable. Now we need a Google sign in client. Okay, so here we will create a Google sign in client. Google sign in client, Google client is equal to Google sign in dot get client. Here we need a context, so get context, comma, and then we will pass the options that we have created above. Okay, so this is our client. Now we'll sign out with this client. So Google sign in client dot sign out dot add on complete listener, and here new on complete listener, close this with semicolon, and in this on complete. Now when we have signed out with our application, we need to redirect user to the login activity. Okay, we have successfully logged out. Now we'll need to redirect the user to the login activity. So we'll create an intent is equal to new intent, and here first is a context, so context is get context, comma, then login activity dot class. Now we will pass some flags to this intent so that it will close all the activities that is open, and only open the login activity and clear all the context, because we have logged out from the application, so we don't need any activity to be open, to be left opened. Okay, so we will close all the activity and clear all the context. So we'll pass a flag to the intent so that it can clear the context. Intent dot set flags. Here we will pass two flags, that is first is flag activity new task, flag activity new task, and another is flag activity clear task. Okay, so these are the two tasks we have passed to the intent. Now we'll start this intent, start activity, pass the intent, and we'll finish this activity, that is get activity dot get context dot finish, get activity dot finish. Okay, so we'll finish the current activity and we will start the new this login class activity, and we will pass these flags to the activity. Okay, so we have created our logout button. Now let's test it. So let's test it. Okay, so this is our app. Now go to the my account tab. Here we have our logout button. Now we have logged in, So go to the my account and click on this logout button. Okay, so now we have logged out from the application, and we are redirected to the login screen. So this is our login screen. So now we can log in again to the application. So let's log in. Okay, we are logged in again, and now we can use this login logout, and we can log out from here and can log in again. Okay, so that's it from this video, guys. Now in next video we will use our database, and we will update our database when we logged in, not logged in, when we will sign up. Okay, so during sign up we'll update our users database. Okay, so we'll do this in our next video. So see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, please press the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you.